to get the outcome that they want. We've got to stop that. We got to stop that. I know we all like convenience, right? Of course. I mean, I would love to vote laying on my pool raft with a margarita in my hands. That would be real fun. But we can't trade convenience for election security. We need to get back to voting on election day. And I'm not going to stop until we do get back to that, by the way. The good news is, though, people are waking up all across the country, everywhere I go, in states across the country. You would think if you listen to the fake news that people just absolutely hate me for trying to get election integrity. It's quite to the contrary of that, actually. I go to Georgia, I go to Tennessee, I go to Florida, I go to New York, I go to Iowa, and people say, thank you so much. We know our elections are a mess. Thank you for fighting. Thank you for fighting for fair elections. So people really do want this issue solved. They really do. The American dream is at risk right now if we don't solve this problem. And I'll tell you what, this mama bear wants her babies to have the opportunity to live the American dream and not some globalist nightmare that they're trying to push on us right now. I don't want that for my kids, and that's why I'm fighting. And that's why I believe you're fighting as well. I know Matt and Mercy, we've had this conversation about our children's future. When you're pushing your kids out of the nest, you're not there yet, but I'm there. You're so worried about the world we're putting them out in, and that's why we have to keep fighting. Somebody said, why do you keep fighting? And I said, because I'm not willing to look in my children's faces and say, well, I had a great life. I enjoyed the American dream. Good luck with communism. Good luck with globalism. I'm not willing to say that to my children. That's where we got to stay in this fight. We're all in it together. We truly are. So I like to remind people, because sometimes it feels like we're so divided that there's nothing that can bring us together, but we truly are all Americans right now. And I know that many of us, everybody in this room, answers to the Creator and not the globalists. And as long as we're listening to what God is telling us to do, I do believe we're on a good track, and I think we're making some big progress. I see Mike Lindell going, he knows. He's working really hard out there. So I want to commend those badass alpha men 250 years ago who got this whole thing started. I'm pretty sure no one's ever called our founding fathers badass alpha men, but that's exactly what they were. And we need about 250 million more of them. They made one thing very, very clear to the rest of the world, that we are Americans and we refuse to live under globalist control. That's what they said when they pushed back the monarchy. And I don't give a damn where or who that control comes from. We're not going back to that globalism. We're not going back to that. I'm with Ben. I'm with Ben Franklin, okay? When he said, we've got a republic if you can keep it, I'm willing to work on the if you can keep it part. I'm with him. I'm not with George Soros. I'm not with Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not with Bill Gates. I'm not with Klaus Schwab or any of that cast of clowns and characters. I'm not with any of them. And I don't think anybody in this room is. I am trying hard to make sure that we continue to fight for our American values. It was about a week ago, I had the great displeasure of watching an interview with Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry, I brought down the evening. I'm so sorry about that. And I'm really, truly not trying to be mean here, but has anybody noticed that she's looking more and more like George Soros? I know that they think alike, and they're starting to look alike. It's like an old married couple. They're starting to look alike. So we are not going to let that globalist freak show take from our children the greatest country on earth. Not going to happen. We stand with our patriots, past and present, with George Washington. We stand with JFK, Ronald Reagan, Steve Bannon. We stand with Donald J. Trump. Time and time again throughout our history, the American patriot always steps up. We always step up when needed. We rise to the occasion. We fight for our God-given rights, and I truly believe we're at that time, and the time has come once again. And so I don't know about you. Are you guys in this fight with me? Are you willing to rise to the occasion right now? Okay, I don't see, this is the sad thing, none of the fake news is clapping. They're not with us on this one. We're going to have to do it without the news. We're going to have to do it together because I know that even if we're not ready for this fight, the fight is coming. The fight is coming. Even if you say, oh, I don't want to do it, it's right here at our doorstep. And now is the time for a few American heroes to emerge. Now is the time for a few fighters to emerge and a few patriots to emerge. And I don't care if you are big and tall and strong. I don't care if you are 5'1" and weigh 100 pounds. It doesn't matter if you're a mama bear, a papa bear. It doesn't matter if you're a grandparent, a student. We know this country is worth fighting for, and we're going to fight for it right now. Hey, listen, I'm a fed up middle-aged mom, okay, of 2 children. And if someone like me, little old me, can jump into the mix and somehow make a difference, so can each and every one of us in this room. Each and every one of us. I'm just thinking of one of the funniest headlines I read on the campaign trail. I woke up and my team would send me some of the headlines. And one of them said, the most dangerous politician in America. I scrolled through it. I was expecting to see President Trump, and it was a picture of me. And the funny thing is, I was smiling. I was like, I don't look very dangerous, but I want these globalists to know, you're damn right we're dangerous. You're damn right we're dangerous. And it's not just me, it's all of us. And I'm not just the most dangerous politician in America when it comes to globalism. I'm the most dangerous politician in the world because we're not letting these guys win. No way. So yeah, I think that these globalists are worried. They're probably meeting in these dark rooms at big conference tables trying to figure out how do we stop we the people back in America? How do we stop them? Because it's getting really obvious when they steal election after election. Somebody told me, I don't want to vote anymore because it's so rotten. That's exactly what they want, guys. They want us to throw our hands up and say, why would we vote again in this system? We got to go out and vote harder than ever before, even in their rigged system. Make it so hard for them to cheat that they had to do what they do in Arizona, where they reveal who's who the crooks are, who the thieves are, so we can find out for once and for all who's behind all of this. We got to keep going out there and voting, and we have to stay involved. Absolutely. So it's going to take a lot. It's not going to be easy. They're going to slander us. They're going to write nasty articles about us. They're going to, attack us on social media. I've frankly gotten to the point when it comes to my inner circle of friends, if you haven't been attacked, had nasty articles written about you, if you haven't lost business, been canceled, had the left go after you in the most crazy way, then I don't even really want you to be my close friend. I just want strong people, right? That means this whole room could be my friend because we've all been there. So it's going to take everything we've got, but we do have to get together and do this, because when we do come together and say we're not going to stop fighting, we are truly unstoppable. We're truly unstoppable. And I know for a fact that I am up for the challenge. I am not giving up 1 inch. I'm not going to give them 1 damn inch in this fight. And I have a feeling that after this week at CPAC, with all of the patriots we've seen come on stage, we have that fire stirring in our belly. We have that DNA rising up in us, that founding father kind of patriot stuff, and we're ready to go out there and fight these people. I want to thank you, CPAC, for the opportunity tonight. And I want to thank each and every one of you who make the trek to come here. Each and every one of you for being willing to come into the swamp. I mean, honestly, Matt, come on, let's go back to Florida, Arizona. Don't make us come here, Matt, please. No, but I'm all kidding aside. It's actually good to see what they're doing here. And it's so good to be with you tonight. I want you to know I will never stop fighting. I will never stop fighting for fair and free elections, and I will never stop fighting for the people of Arizona and America. I love each and every one of you. God bless you, and thank you for the opportunity tonight. I see people waving. Oh my gosh, I see Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell's here. Can you believe it? Thank you, Mike, for being here. Thank you for being one of the greatest patriots I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. He's a true friend. Love that man. I'm just so honored to be here. I have to admit, I am new to politics, as you all know. And I was at Matt and Mercy's house just, it was like a month ago, and we were talking about CPAC. And they were so kind, they offered me to speak at the CPAC Reagan dinner. And at the time, I thought, that sounds great. Yeah, dude, that sounds wonderful, wonderful. I was very flattered. I did not realize how I am new to politics, as you all know. And I was at Matt and Mercy's house just, it was like a month ago, and we were talking about CPAC. And they were so kind, they offered me to speak at the CPAC Reagan dinner. And at the time, I thought, that sounds great. Yeah, dude, that sounds wonderful, wonderful. I was very flattered. I did not realize how